Hey guys, it's EJ here. Welcome to another video of History Mysteries where I will be talking about an unsolved case that still remains unsolved today. So, which gives me the creeps, and because when I was doing research, I was just like, man, this will give me nightmares. So I'm doing this for you guys, like every other video. Today I'm going to be talking about the man in 1004, room 1046, I should say. So get out your soda, get out your popcorn or candy or whatever you want to snack on during this video because it's really interesting. So let's get started, guys. In 1935, on January 2nd, a man checked into a hotel called Hotel President in Kansas City. According to the roster, his name was Ronald T. Owen, and he was from LA. They said he had a cauliflower ear and brown hair, and also said he had a horizontal scar on his head. He didn't carry any luggage except for a toothbrush and a comb and toothpaste. So it sounds pretty sketchy. I mean, this man with a scar on his head and cauliflower on his ear, checking into a motel, only carrying nothing. Like no luggage, and carrying only toothbrush, was it toothpaste? I have to look at my screen here, my research. It was a comb and a hairbrush and a toothbrush. So he only carried two things. So this guy only cared about his hygiene and how he looked. So, which doesn't make any sense really. I mean, if you were going to spend nights at a friend's house, you would obviously bring clothes and other stuff. When I spend the night over my friend's house, I kind of just bring my everything, like my whole room, like my PlayStation, everything. But, it just doesn't make any sense. So that's why it's pretty sketchy of what's going on right now. So let's see what happens next, guys. The same day when Owen checked into the President Hotel, a maid stopped by the man's room in 1046. According to her, Owen seemed scared, paranoid. She said he kept the blinds shut and the only light that was in the room was a small lamp. After the maid finished cleaning the room, the man asked her to leave the door unlocked because he was expecting someone, maybe a friend. Later that day, the maid went to deliver some fresh towels when she saw a note on the dresser that read, "Dawn, I will be back in 15 minutes. Wait." So the plot thickens, guys. I can't imagine what the maid is going through, what her mind must be at this point. If I was the maid, I'd be like, look, boss, I need to take a break, probably the rest of the day, probably the rest of my life, because this dude is sitting in the dark by himself and shutting all the blinds, and he's just weird, But this guy is sketchy. He's from Sketchville. There's no place like Sketchville where people like him come from. But maybe all jokes aside, maybe he just wanted to be alone in his room without the lights. Sometimes, I mean, maybe that's his way of meditating. Maybe he just needs to sit on his bed. Turn on some light, a light that's barely coming through the room source. And just sit there and think about his life. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm trying to see the good side of it. Trying to, see what the coincidence is, and maybe he just wants to sit in the dark, and just like that song, "Hello, my old friend. Hello, darkness, my old friend." But what's with the creepy letter with Dawn? Why is he telling him that he's going to be, back in 15 minutes or something like that? I'm not sure why, but Dawn, Mafia Dawn, because guys, this guy might have been in the Mafia. He might be a hitman in the Mafia. I don't know. When I was writing this and I was doing research, I'm like, holy crap, Dawn. That sounds like a name, but that just kind of sparked up a Mafia Dawn Godfather sort of thing. Maybe, I don't know. I'll get into the theories later, but think about it, guys. He has a scar, a cauliflower on his ear, and he carries a comb. Blood, cold, and cold murder, carrying only a comb and a toothbrush. So I don't know, guys. Let's see where this goes. The next morning, the maid entered room 1046. It was locked from the outside. She thought Owen had gone, but to her surprise, Owen was in the room, meaning someone was in the room with him or locked him in. Just like the night before, Owen was sitting there in the dark. Then the phone rang and he picked it up.
to answer it, and he said, "No, Don, I don't want to eat. I am not hungry. I had just had breakfast."
So let me get this straight. He sits there in the dark, on the bed, I assume. The phone rings, and he picks it up, and it's Don. And Owen tells him that he's not hungry, and he just had breakfast. So was this Don like, "Yo, Owen, I'm over at IHOP. They're having free pancake day. They have eggs and bacon and whatnot. I'm across the street. They're mighty tasty." I don't know about the accent, but that's what I assume in my head. But I don't know. I'm weird. I'm really weird. So, and he's like, "No, Don, for the last time, I don't care how delicious those pancakes are. I'm not going to IHOP. Now quit calling me. I'm sitting in the dark." So, let's get into it, guys.
The same day, a motorist named Robert Lane drove a man to the President Hotel. The man told him he was going to murder someone tomorrow. Later that day, Robert identified the stranger he met as Owen. The night when the same maid came by the room, 10046, with some more fresh towels. She was distracted by a gruff sounding man. The next morning, the hotel's staff member found that the phone was disconnected. A bellboy was sent up to the room 10046, where he found Owen lying in a puddle of blood.
Poor bellboy. You have done a well-serviced bellboy. They had to send the bellboy. I mean, if I was him, I'd be like, "Oh, hell no. I'm not going into room 1046. I mean, no. You got me, give me a gun. There's a... No. I mean, it just wouldn't be non-negotiable for me. And I'd be like, "Give me some, guns so I can go in there Rambo style." I mean, Rambo didn't exist for another few decades or possibly more. But going back to the Lane guy, the stranger that looked like Owen, said that he was going to murder someone. Owen. Now this guy, can this guy be any more creepy and sketchy? Like, this poor guy, Owen, is like, "Hey man, I need like giving this guy, Owen, a ride." And he's like, "Oh, well, how was your day? What brings you to these parts?" And he's like, "Well, nothing much. Oh, wait, actually, I have to kill somebody today." And he's like, "What?" And he's like, "Oh, don't worry about it. I'm not going to murder you. I just have this Don guy that is keeps calling me, and he keeps on wanting me to have breakfast with him every single day, and I'm just so sick and tired of it. So I think I'm going to kill him today, because he wants me to have freaking breakfast with him, and it's annoying." So I don't know if it went like that. That's just how I imagined in my head. So yeah, let's see what happens next.
It was obvious that Owen had been brutally tortured. When officers arrived to the hotel, they asked Owen who did this to him. He simply said, and I quote, "Nothing." According to him, his wounds were results falling against the bathtub. Strangely, his clothes were missing. When officers tried to confirm Owen's identity, they discovered that Ronald T. Owen did not exist. Owen, who had then became known as John Doe. He later died in the hospital and was buried in the Potter's Field.
So, before I continue this much further, because we're almost to the most twisted part, and before we do that, I do have to tell you this part gives me the heebie-jeebies, guys. It just bugs the hell out of me. And you'll see soon why, and you'll find out.
However, an anonymous call asking for the burial to be postponed until the funds for a proper funeral were gathered. 13 flowers were sent for his funeral and were signed "Love Forever, Louise."
Oh, and did I mention to you it gets much worse.
In 1936, a woman read about the case and apparently thought that Owen looked a lot like her friend's missing son, Artemis Artry, which I don't know if I'm saying that right, but mother said that the man from 1046 was her son, but the case wasn't solved and didn't progress much further. Police never found this mysterious character Don and this mysterious woman named Louise who funded Owen's funeral and sent the 13 flowers. Now, let's get into some theories, because it is theory time. Theory number 1. Owen messed with the wrong people. I know earlier I mentioned that maybe he was in the mafia, maybe he was a hitman, but what if it wasn't the mafia? Maybe if it was, what happened if it was worse? Now, I'm not much of a conspiracist person, but what if he got involved with the government? But hear me out. I don't know how I would explain it, but let's say the government targeted him for some unknown reason. Maybe this Owen guy knew something about the secret project that the government was building, and he worked for them on the project. Now he was going to tell everybody, well, the media, what they were building, and the government didn't want to tell anybody about it. I can't explain the Don guy or the lady, but I think this is the basic base of this whole, what was going on at the moment. I know my theories are a little bit shot in the dark, but I thought about it when I was doing some research, typing, the research and everything. I thought about it. I know it sounds stupid, but that's what I thought of. It was 1 o'clock in the morning. I was drinking coffee, and the caffeine was like, oh my god, what happened if he worked for the government? And that he was getting targeted by the government because they were working on a secret project. I don't know. Maybe it was the caffeine in me. But anyway, guys, that was just only the beginning. Let's work on our next theory. Theory number 2. He was a hitman. He was part of the mafia and was a runaway hitman, and Don was the godfather that wanted Owen dead. So he changed his name and last name so they wouldn't find him. He went to the hotel because Don was possibly staying nearby and Owen wanted to murder him. His girlfriend wanted to meet him in the hotel. That's why he wanted the door halfway closed, because she wanted him to do so. But he didn't realize that it was a setup. Instead of his girlfriend, it was Don. Don's men beat the living daylights out of him and tortured him almost to death. And when they were finished, they called Don and told him that the job was finished and forgot to connect the phone, leaving the phone disconnected. They told him not to tell the police or they would come after his family. And then the call from Don wanting to meet up for breakfast was him offering a deal that if he returned to the business, that he would call off his men so they wouldn't hurt him. So Owen wanted to kill him because he wanted to start a new life. Now, just reading that off script made me realize, because why would it be a setup if his girlfriend set him up? The first thing, because I'm reading off script right here, off my theories. So I'm thinking right now, off the bat, that why his girlfriend would set him up is because Don wanted Owen to be dead because, he's his godfather and all. And if his girlfriend didn't set him up, he was going to kill her family. And so that's the only way I can back up that of why she set up Owen. But that doesn't explain the whole, Don, the mysterious caller that postponed the funeral for the upcoming funds and give the funeral home 13 flowers that signed Louise. But that's just another theory. So let's get into our last theory of the day, guys. Third and last theory. The girl who sent the flowers was his wife. Now, this is the theory I've been thinking since I've done the research. The Louise girl might have been his mother, but I'm leaning towards now that this Louise girl might have been his wife or girlfriend. She wanted to be anonymous because she wanted to protect herself from danger. But she showed her love by sending 13 flowers and funding money for his funeral. I'm not sure why she sent 13 flowers. I'm not sure with that. Maybe there's a hidden message. I don't know. But they might have promised to hide their identities until everything went off, until whoever was chasing them, trying to kill them, trying to harm them, was finally over. But obviously Owen, aka John Doe, got to him before they ran away.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a comment in the comment section of what you guys think and make up some of your own theories. I really want to reach out to the community here on YouTube and see what your guys' point of views, your ideas on what you guys think about this unsolved case. I mean, it's unbelievable right now. I mean, it's very crazy. I mean, was he a runaway hitman from the mafia? You know, was he part of the government? You know, did he work for the government and found out something that they were working on, a secret project, and he wanted to tell somebody because of some reason? I don't know. That's just my theory. These are just my theories alone that I just made up on the spot. So, and the government wanted him to take him down. I don't know. So I'll let you guys decide. Make up your own theories. Leave it down in the comment section. I want to give a shout out to my friend Ultimate Elite, aka Tony. Make sure to check out his channel. He will be joining me this weekend as a guest, and another guest of mine, my friend Thomas. He will be joining me, and my friend Thomas from the last live stream that I made. We will be discussing. We will be doing another live stream. We will be doing a lot of videos. So we're going to be doing another Let's Talk about how about the evolution of gaming. And so I'm really excited. I'm really psyched about that. So anyway, guys, stay tuned for that. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a like as well. That'd be awesome. 30 subscribers, guys, which is awesome. Right when it hits 40 subscribers, I will make another video, and I will thank you guys for supporting me. And I'm not saying I don't support you. I made a whole video about that with the 22 subscribers. Make sure to check that out. I will send a notification on this video so you can guys check that out. Show you how much I appreciate your guys' support. So anyway, guys, have an awesome day. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.